Okay, and so today in the matrix we are going to look at the addition and subtraction of matrices. Okay, so our two rules here when we're looking for adding and subtracting matrices. Our first rule says, well, two matrices can only be added or subtracted from each other if they have the same order or the same dimensions. So, for example, if I have a matrix that looks like this, so it's one row, three columns, a 1 by 3 matrix, it can only be added with another matrix that looks like that. So it could be added with like a 2, 4, another 1 by 3, but it couldn't be added with, I could not say 1, 3, 5. I couldn't add that with 2, 4, 6 that way because the dimensions are different. Okay, so two matrices can only be added or subtracted from each other if they have the same order or the same dimensions. That's our only rule really that we have to remember. Our next bit, or our only step then in adding and subtracting them, is that each element in one matrix is added to the corresponding or to its corresponding element in the second matrix. So here I would say that A in this matrix is added together with E in that one. Why? Because they're both in the same place. B would go with F, C with G, and D with H. So it would look like this. A plus B is equal to A plus E, B plus F, C plus G, and D plus H. Likewise, if I was subtracting those matrices, I would have the exact same thing. Okay, so we're going to do two quick examples and then you can do the learning check. Okay, so here in this question we're told if A is equal to 0, 1, 3, 2 and B is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, we'll then find 1 A plus B. So that's going to equal to, here I'm going to have 0 plus 2, I would have 3 plus 6. I would also have 1 plus 4 and 2 plus 8. Okay, and I can close my bracket at my matrix, and then I just tidy it up. So I say I can keep them in square brackets or round brackets. Both are the same symbols for matrices, it doesn't matter. 0 plus 2 is 2, 1 plus 4 is 5, 3 plus 6 is 9, and 2 plus 8 is 10. So that's my answer to part 1. And similarly for part 2, well, I say A minus B is equal to, and very important here that I do my two-step, not so much in this one because I've all positive signs, but in the second one. So I would have 0 minus 2. So 0 minus 2. 1 minus 4. 3 take away 6. And 2 take away, well, it has to be take away 8. So for example, where the last one and the last one, these two go together, they're corresponding. Or the 0 and the 2, they're corresponding. Okay, so just so that we're able to identify. So always we match the element from one matrix with its corresponding element in the second matrix. And likewise then, so 0 minus 2, well, that's going to be minus 2. 1 minus 4 is minus 3. 3 minus 6, that's equally minus 3. And 2 minus 8 is minus 6. And that's our answer for A minus B. Okay, we'll do one more example of a matrix with subtraction for our signs. Okay, so here we have two matrices again. This time we have some with negative numbers. So here we're told A is equal to 2 minus 5, 3, 1, and B is equal to minus 3, minus 4, 2, 1, and we're asked to find A plus B. So beginning here, I'm going to say that's 2 plus, keep our plus sign there, plus, and that's minus 3. Here I have minus 5 plus, and it's minus 4. Here I have 3 plus, and it is 2, is its corresponding element. And here lastly I have 1 plus, and its corresponding element is also 1. I close my matrices bracket, and now I tidy it up. And just before I tidy it up, I can see, well, here plus by a minus, that gives me a minus, plus by a minus equally here is a minus. So I'm going to say that a plus b is equal to, well, 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Minus 5 minus 4, same signs add, 5 and 4 is 9, and I keep the minus sign. 3 plus 2 is 5, and 1 plus 1 is 2. And so that's our answer there. Okay, so similarly, a minus b, well, what have we got here? We have 2, and that's going to be minus, and then obviously here its corresponding element is minus 3. Here we have 3 minus, and its corresponding element is 2. Here we have minus 5, its corresponding element is minus 4. And here we have 1 and minus, and its corresponding element is 1. And so we close our bracket. Now, just very quickly then, I go back and I see here I have minus by minus, so I know that that becomes a plus. Here also I have minus by minus, which becomes a plus. And then so tidying that up, 2 plus 3 is going to be 5. 3 minus 2, well, that's 1. Minus 5 plus 4 is minus 1. And 1 minus 1 is 0. And that's our answer.